guys, it's Lynn here. Hope everyone is having an amazing day. Now guys, in this video, I'm going to be harvesting the two wonderful seed pods from the two beautiful Epiphyllum Cactus plants that produce the most amazing seed pods for me and Hans. Now, if you haven't seen the original video where we pollinated these two epiphyllums, links up above to that video where we pollinated them both. This one was Mrs. G. Beheem, and this one was this was Chai Chai Castanengo, and this was Mrs. G. Beam. Now we've cross-pollinated both of the beautiful flowers. So obviously the seeds are going to be mixed with both of them. One was a beautiful white flower and one was a beautiful pink. And if you haven't seen these plants in flower, which is where these seed pods have come from, links up above to that video also of the two beautiful flowering, amazing flowers on the epiphyllums. And what we did, we cross-pollinated both of them. So obviously they're a mixture of both. And the pollination was a complete success and it formed seed pods. And as you can see, these are the seed pods here. Now they're a little bit overripe. We moved house over probably 5 weeks ago now. And they were ready to actually harvest when we were moving house, but because we were so busy, we left them on the plant. I thought we'd do it. And as you can see, we pulled them off the other day, but they're a bit overripe. They're starting to go a little bit mouldy, but not a problem because we're going to be completely drying out the seed, and it should be perfectly okay then to sow the seed in the spring. Now, I've made a number of harvesting cactus seed videos. So again, sorry to put all these links on, guys, but the links up above to the playlists on harvesting cactus seeds and pollinating cactus flowers. There's many different types of cacti, different methods of pollination and different methods of harvesting the seeds. With Epiphyllum, they are very large seeds. They're actually more of a big juicy fruit. A bit like almost like a dragon fruit when you think of it. I'll just show you here. As you can see, this one has I cracked it open to see how it was, and you can see there's loads of seeds in there, and it's in a jelly fruit. Now, the fruit is edible, as is all fruit on cactus fruits. But in this case, I'm not going to be eating the fruit because I want the seed. And the fruit is also, as I say, overripe, so it's going a bit mouldy. So always when it comes to harvesting cactus fruit, you're best not to let it go as overripe as this. But as I say, we've been so busy with the house move, we have not had time to bless ourselves, as they say. So this is the first time we've been able to actually harvest these seed pods. And what I'm going to be doing is showing you how easy it is. Now, you know when epiphyllum seed pods are ready to harvest, when obviously they get fleshy and they go usually a dark red colour, and they're spongy to touch. And also when you pull it off the plant, it should come off very easily. You shouldn't have to really tug it. When they're still green, they're not ready to harvest. And they can take many, many months, sometimes up to over a year. As I say, this has probably took about 6 months to fully mature, as you see from the video. But as you see, it's squashed almost like a big juicy date, which it is a fruit when you think of it. And that's when you know it's ready to harvest. And also sometimes you'll see that sometimes the seed pod will sometimes fall off on its own, burst open full of seeds. Now obviously what we need to do is get the seeds, separate the seeds from the fruit. And what I recommend here is, obviously I've got the two little bags labelled, little seed bags here. I usually find these little bags are great. Small little zip-up bags or little poppy bags. Sadly, people probably would use more for smoking, but we use them for the seeds. And label what it is the plants are and the date you've harvested. Now, although this one is the original plant was the Chai Chai Castanengo, crossed with this one, Mrs. G. Beam, and this one vice versa, you probably find the flowers are going to be very similar because they have been crossed with each other. So a white and a pink flower, it's going to be probably producing a very pale pink flower, but we're not going to know till it actually matures, probably in a good few years' time. And there's going to be, I think, a lot of seeds from both of these, so may need a few more of these packets. But this is just to show you, sort of get yourself a bit organised beforehand so you know which one it is it's come from. Now, what I recommend is when you do harvest the seeds is to use preferably some type of paper towel, a few sheets of paper towel. And the reason being for that is that it absorbs the gel and the fruit easily. And then what you want to do then is spread all the seeds onto the paper towels as possible. And then it could take possibly a good few hours, sometimes even a couple of days for the fruit to actually dry up, and the seed then dries onto the paper towel, and then you just brush the seed away, and then all the seeds come away onto the plate. As I say, I've got 2 plates, in this case a bowl for this one. And so yeah, paper towel, a good strong paper towel that's not going to break away easily. Sometimes you can use some toilet tissue, as they say, if it's only a dry type of seed. But in this case, a very juicy seed pod, like a big juicy date. So you want something very absorbent and strong. And all you have to do is gently pull the pod apart, as you see. Look at that, guys. Isn't that amazing? Look at all them seeds. Woohoo! And as I say, it smells gorgeous as well. And obviously, what you want to do is to just wipe all the seed away. You just want to get all the seed away from the gel. This is going to be quite an easy one to harvest, by the way, because it's easy to scoop out, just like a dragon fruit, when you think it's epiphytic. And this is really all you have to do, by the way. Just separate it like that. Separate all the gel. Now, this is going to take a good few hours to actually dry up. And you can sometimes hurry it up by placing it into a sunny position. And it would dry up. Now there's a lot of seed, there's a lot of gel here, so I'm probably going to use a few different cloths on here to really separate this. So I'm going to come back to that one, but you get the idea of how it's done. So that's that one done there. And again, the same with this one. As I say, you never want to lose sight of what it actually is. Make sure the label is always close by on there. Again, this one, it just crack open like so. Look at that, how red that one is. I mean, that's so like a dragon fruit, isn't it? Oh my God, wow, look at that. Again, squeeze it apart. And as I say, I've made a video on actually how to sow dragon fruit from seed. It's exactly the same procedure, as in this case, this is a much smaller seed, obviously. So again, it's just literally just squashing it like so. You can't really go wrong, because it doesn't matter if you squash it all into the paper towel. The paper towel will dry. It's very absorbent. The fruit will actually dry over the next few hours, definitely within a couple of days. Squeeze it in like so, just absorbent. And when it's dry, then all you need to do then is lift it up and then just brush off the seed from the paper towel. As I say, this is a lot more fruit in here. But isn't it wonderful? Look at that. So this is going to take a bit of time to do this. And I might need more than one plate or one bowl, as I say. So I'm going to switch this camera off just now and get a couple more bowls so I can do a bit more squashing down into the paper towel, so all of the fruit is all pushed down, so it's going to dry off. Now I've got another plate there, again separating it, and this is just showing you how it's done. It's going to take me, if I was to film this all the way through, guys, I'd bore you all the way through. But basically, what you need to do is make sure that these seeds here come away from the fruit. As I say, the fruit is completely edible, so as long as you haven't been using like bug killers and all that spraying on it, and it's safe to eat, definitely safe to eat. And as you can see, there's the seed there coming away. I'll just show you. It is going to take a while to do this. It's almost a bit like if you've ever done tomato seeds with tomatoes. It's exactly the same type of process, separating all the seed from the pulp and removing as much of the pulp as possible to one side there, because the pulp can be thrown away, and then the seeds with the little tiny bits of pulp on will dry out over the next few hours. I'm going to carry on doing this, and I'm going to show you the finished result, as I say, pushing the seeds to one corner of the plate there and separating as much as the pulp. So I'm going to switch this off now, otherwise this could go on for a very long time, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all been separated. Now what's a little tip is, if you've got a little bit of fruit there, press it down sometimes with the flat end of a spoon, and it helps to separate the pulp from the seed. And obviously it's so important that you let all the pulp completely dry out before you put the seed into the bag or envelope, because any remains of the pulp left on the seed can encourage the fungal rot onto your fungal disease into the seed. So that's what you don't want. So it's important to let them completely dry. But that's done so far. Just this left to do. As I say, just this last bit, you always spread it on, almost as if you're spreading butter with the damp, with the flat side of the spoon, and it pushes all the damp parts of the gel, fleshy fruit away, separates the seeds. I say it is a very time-consuming process, but it's actually very therapeutic. So it's not something you can do in a hurry. I just want to show you, it's very easy to do. It's just time consuming, as they say. And but absolutely the most amazing. There's something so special when you know that you've produced seed by pollinating your plants, acting as the bee. And this is amazing because it's just a wonderful thing to do. And people might say, why on earth would you want to grow epiphyllum from seed when it's so easy? They're very easy to propagate just by taking stem cuttings, and far faster and quicker, by the way, than seed. But I just love sowing from seed. Me and Hans love sowing from seed. There's something very rewarding about growing plants from seed. It's time consuming, but it is far more satisfying than taking cuttings. But cuttings is always, if you want the plant fast and you want flowers fast, you can't beat cuttings, obviously, because you do have to have a lot of patience with sowing from seed. And as a lot of you know who have grown from seed, it doesn't always guarantee success. Sometimes it's difficult to grow plants from seed, from seedlings all the way up. But we'll see how these go. And we're going to be, obviously, we're going to be, as we've mentioned, we have an online shop on my website, which unfortunately is down at the moment. But if you happen to watch this in the future, it's desertplantsofavalon.com. I've just been doing a lot of maintenance on there and updating it because we've moved house. So I haven't been able to do much on there. We are going to be putting a shop on there, which is one of the things I'm working on. And hopefully in the new year, possibly more looking at spring now, we're going to be selling seeds of many different cacti species from our own plants, so including these ones as well. So if you are interested, as I say, we don't no idea what the flower is going to come out like, but it's crossed with a pink and a white, and extra special, I think, because we've done it ourselves, and we're obviously going to be keeping some of the seeds ourselves and sowing them, so doing that in the spring, so watch out for a future video. But if we were to sow all of these seeds, we'd have a huge complete rainforest going on. And it's lovely also to let other people grow these seeds too. So that's nearly done. That's the first one anyway. As I say, it's easy to do. It's just time consuming, and removing as much of the pulp as possible, and letting that dry out now. And it's warm in here. It's a nice day today, a nice autumn day. Sun's coming through the window nice and bright, so that probably won't take too long to dry. And leave that, and then I'm going to do exactly the same thing with this one here. And as I say, explain the process, just separating the pulp from the seed, and then letting it completely dry, and then pushing the seed off into the plate, and then putting it into the bag. So I'm going to let these dry now, and I'm going to show you then when it's completely dry, and then I'm going to show you putting them then into the bags, ready then for storing until the spring. Now that's the other one done, completely depulped, and look at the difference in the colours. Like that's the Chai Castanengo, and this was a Mrs. G Boheme, and look how red that is, and pinky red, as I was saying. That was like almost like a salmony colour. And I did try a little bit of the fruit inside, and I have to say it tastes amazing. It's weird to say. Very fruity, almost a bit like Turkish Delight, if you're familiar with the taste of that, the jelly type of Turkish Delight taste. Really, really lovely. Delicious, in fact. So these obviously just going to wait for them to totally dry. Could be a good few hours. So I'm going to wrap it up here, and then obviously when these are dry, then as I said with the other one, just going to push them all across onto the plate and then put them into the bags. Now guys, that's all the seeds dried. It's the following morning, and as you can see, the paper towel is completely dry. The seeds are all dry, the pulp's dried up, and some of the seeds have already fallen off. And all you have to do then is literally very gently loosen the seeds off the paper towel, because obviously you don't want to scratch them, you don't want to damage the seeds. And when they're totally dry, they should come away pretty easy. Just sprinkle them then onto the plate. And this again is another time-consuming process, as you can see, to take them off. But the trick is to be very careful. You don't just scrape them off and you damage the outer shell that the seeds are inside. Sorry, the seeds are obviously, you don't want to damage that shell. So just carefully, gently loosening up, and very gently, usually running your thumb over the paper towel will loosen up the seeds, and that's when you know that they're ready to take off. So I'm going to obviously work my way all over these, got the 4 paper towels here, and when the plate's completely full of seed, I'm going to show you then how to put them into the bag. Now that's the first lot of seeds all harvested onto the plate. And that is the Mrs. G Boheme times Chai Chai Castanengo. So that's the first one. And as I say, I'm going to be putting them into the little paper bag. And now it's time to get the other one done. And I'm going to show you what it's like when it's all done. As I say, it's just loosening these up so they come off onto the plate and then putting them into the bag. Now that's all the seeds, all fully off the paper towels. And now it's just time to store them. Now, what you can use, as I said earlier on in the video, I like to use a clear plastic bag to put the seeds into, and obviously the date that I harvested it, the month and the year, and also what it is. Now, you can also use paper envelopes as well to store the seeds in. But the most important thing is if you're not sowing the seeds straight away, you must store them in a place that is dry and cool and away from damp and humidity, because obviously if the seeds are damp, then they can obviously form mould and things like that. By the way, guys, there's green on this. This isn't mould around these seeds. This is the paper, bits and parts of the paper towel. So it looks like mould, but it's not. And all you've got to do then is obviously store it for when you're ready to sow them. And your cacti seeds can keep up to several years if they're stored in a cool place. Obviously this time of year now, it's now October, so we're not going to be sowing these until next spring. And it is possible to sow cacti seeds if you have grow lamps any time of year, if you can give them additional heat and the lighting they want. So you don't have to wait till the spring. Because we're not going to be doing this, we're going to be sowing them in the spring. It's a case of storing them. And what I find, obviously all this has got to go in here. What I find is a bit of a good tip is to use a piece of paper or card like this, fold it over, and it acts like a little bit of a funnel. And then all you have to do then is tip a lot of that into there. So this acts as a bit of a funnel. And I'm using this on a table. So obviously I wouldn't recommend doing this if you're outside where the wind can blow all the seeds away like dust. So I'm indoors at the moment. So just literally scraping them all gently off the plate like so. And then all to do then is that all keeps it in there. It's much easier then when it comes to putting it into the little envelope or the paper bag or the plastic bag, and then just tip it in like so. Like so, excuse the pun. And if you do obviously over the plate again, any that fall, difficult doing this with one hand. So I'm going to turn this off now and carry on. But basically what you need to do is get all this into the little bag. This acts as a funnel, and obviously do it over the plate so it catches any loose seeds falling off. There you go. Just repositioned the stand so I can use both hands just to show you. Just scooping all that in, then into the little bag. And as I say, having the plate catches any of the loose ones, then put them back in again. Woohoo! That's the one bag of seeds done. Look how many there is, guys. Tons. And as I say, that's going to be stored then until next spring. It's going to be fun to sow these, and amazing to know that they're from seeds that we've pollinated ourselves. And now to do exactly the same one with this one. There you go, guys. That's both the seed pods fully harvested, and there was tons of seeds. So this is going to be so exciting to sow these next year. So exciting. So guys, I want to thank you so much for watching, and hope you've learned a little bit from it. Should you have seed pods on your epiphyllums, it's very easy to not only to pollinate the flowers, but also to get the seed also. And as I say, there's a few links up above on the the top of the right hand side. There should be, just click on there, it should come up with a few links to a few videos, one on how I pollinated this and how easy it is to do, and also a playlist to pollinating cactus flowers and harvesting seeds. So and also on how to grow cacti from seed as well. It's very easy, guys. So guys, I want to send you loads of love, heaps of happiness, and tons of plant power, as always. Whoops, from Northern Ireland. Until the next video, guys. Bye.